keys to success for this year, and I've been able to coach over 8,000 entrepreneurs, realtors, business owners, and these 3 are huge, especially for right now. So here's the first one. You're better than you give yourself credit for. And I want you to consider that for a second. How many times you said, I'm not good at time and self-management, or I struggle with managing my calendar, whatever. Yet, let's imagine you have one day before you go on vacation. What do you do the night before? The night before, instinctively, I should make a list, right? You make a list, you look at tomorrow's schedule, you figure things out, you get up the next day on time, or going through your routine, checking your things off, and somebody calls and says, hey, do you want to go get a coffee? And you're like, no, get behind me, Satan. I got stuff to do. I'm going on vacation tomorrow. You're a ninja when it comes to time and self-management, right? You're amazing that day. Here's the reality. You're better at this than you give yourself credit for. If I came to you and said, hey, look, I'll give you $1 million if you show up at the office for the next 2 weeks at 7 a.m., you would nail it. You'd get 2 accountability partners, you'd set 15 alarms, heck, you'd probably sleep in the parking lot if you needed to. You would make it happen. Stop selling yourself short and recognize you're more gifted and talented than you give yourself credit for around these things. One of the big mistakes I see people making is they treat so many things like it's a God-given talent, when the reality is it's a skill that they need to go get, right? Maybe you see someone that's great at video. That was the skill they developed. Maybe someone's great at leadership or great at tough conversations. For most people, that was a skill they developed over time, not just a talent. Your job this year is to identify what are the handful of skills I need to get better at, and then get very intentional about leaning into those skills. But I'll tell you what, you're more talented, you're more gifted than you give yourself credit for. You just gotta learn the skill. And here's the cool thing. These 3 things are huge. And these are the only 3 things you need to have everything you want in life. You get these 3 and you can do anything that you want to do. Here are the 3 because these matter, so pay attention, right? They're mindset, skill set, and tool set. You get these 3, you can have anything you want in life. Your mind in the right place, you're thinking correct, and you figure out what's the tool I need to be using, right? Or what's the tool I need to go get. And then if I learn the skill, you have the right mindset, tool set, and skill set, you can do anything. You add effort to that and you are unstoppable. Mindset, skill set, tool set. So when you feel like you're hitting a ceiling or you feel like you're not hitting some goal, go back and ask yourself, is it a mindset issue? Is it a skill set issue? Is it a tool set issue? Right, what do I actually need? One of the things I love helping my clients with is seeing their greatness and then giving them the tools, helping them develop the skill to be able to tap into that. Okay, here's the second thing that I would suggest you do to make this year phenomenal. Suffer once. It might sound a little weird. Suffer once. Here's what I mean. Suffer once instead of suffering twice. Most people suffer twice. Right? Most people suffer and then they still have to suffer. Here's what I mean by that. Have you ever had to make a tough phone call and you spent like a day agonizing over the call, worrying about the call, right? Scared to make the call, and then you still had to make the call. You suffered and then you still had to do the call, right? That's what we're seeing so many people deal with right now. They've got to learn the new skill. Instead of learning the new skill, they do all this emotional, mental suffering, and they still got to learn the thing, right? All this mental, emotional, and they still stop suffering twice. Just lean in and do the hard thing, and it'll make it so much better, right? You're suffering twice as much as you need to in most cases, right? Here's the third thing. Anybody can get excited. Anybody can get excited, but can you stick with it, right? Do the thing. And I know this is simple, yet I think it's an important reminder. Do it. Do it when you don't feel like doing it, right? What we say is losers wait for motivation and winners just get stuff done. And enthusiasm is really common. Endurance is rare. Can you make a commitment? I'm going to make 10 calls a day. I'm going to make 20 calls a day. I'm going to do 4 open houses a month, whatever it is. Can you make a commitment and stick with it even when you don't feel like doing it? Who would you put money on? Would you bet on the guy that says, oh, I'm really excited? Or would you bet on the person who goes, hey, if I don't do that, I owe you $1,000? You would bet on the person that's committed, not just interested. There's a whole lot of people that are interested, and very few people are actually committed. They say they're committed, but their actions prove that they were just interested. Stop waiting for you to feel, right? This is a big mistake a lot of people make. They wait for the feeling to show up. When I feel like going to the gym, I'll go. When I feel like I just don't feel motivated. I just don't feel... Stop. You got to do the thing and the feeling will come after, right? All right, motion leads to emotion. Don't wait for the feelings to show up. If you wait for the feelings to show up, right, you'll probably never get what you want in life. Lean in, my friends. Be your own hero. Do the work, right? You're more gifted and talented than you give yourself credit for. Suffer once instead of twice, and then do it when you don't feel like doing it. And then be somebody you're really proud of.